and welcome to the Rest is Football. Just Alan Shearer and me, Gary Lineker, at the moment. Micah is working for CBS. We're recording this on Wednesday night after all the Champions League games. We have to start because you were at the game and a comfortable victory for Newcastle. Alan, you must be chuffed.
Yeah, it was much better from Newcastle. There was a bit more energy. They made PSV look very average, and that's being polite. They couldn't handle Newcastle's press.
I think they had 8 players out because they've been going quite well in their league. They're miles clear.
Yeah, they're miles clear in the Eredivisie, isn't it?
That's it.
Yeah, they just couldn't handle Newcastle's press. They kept on trying to play out from the back and got caught. And the first 2 goals were like thinking, what on earth are you doing? I mean, played right into Newcastle's hands and 2-0 after, 20, 25 minutes. And there was never any danger of Newcastle losing that game once they got the first goal. So it was a comfortable evening. They made it comfortable, to be fair. They needed a big win because they've got PSG next week. That guarantees them at least a playoff place.
Yeah.
So yeah, big win after a disappointing weekend and a disappointing performance at Wolves, and it was the perfect way to bounce back.
Yeah, they're currently in 7th, but as you say, that's a tough game that they've got away to PSG. It's quite mad actually. If you go from 6th to 13th, every team's got 13 points. So it's going to be. Wow. All the games aren't on Wednesday next week, aren't they? It's going to be bonkers.
Yeah, mad
twists and turns.
I'm going to Paris next week as well, so I'm going to go to the game. So looking forward to it. And yeah,
who impressed you tonight, Al? I thought Lewis Hall was excellent from what I saw.
Energy, Lewis Hall again. Yeah, I thought they all put a shift in. They were really solid defensively. Never ever looked like conceding. Yeah, I think it was an all-round decent performance. Yeah, I wouldn't go over the top. Other than that, I think they made the opposition look very, very average, very poor. As I said, they played right into Newcastle's hands, and they couldn't handle Newcastle's energy on the press, and they got it right, Newcastle, and they punished them with the first couple of goals. Harvey Barnes again, another goal. He's having a great time. So he was really good again. Looked full of energy. And yeah, big win. So they've put themselves in a really, really good position in the Champions League they have. So look forward to next week at Paris Saint-Germain. And after their defeat, they got beaten in Sporting Lisbon last evening. Yep. So they need a win. Newcastle need a win to finish in that top 8, which should be interesting.
I suppose the downside, Bruno Guimaraes went off. Didn't look like an ankle injury.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I didn't think it looked too bad. I think he was limping a little bit, but I would hope it's more of a we'll protect you because we're 1 or 2-0 up. And we've got Aston Villa on Sunday, so there's no point in risking you and doing further damage. So in the hope that he'll be all right for Sunday. I don't know. My guess would be, but that would only be a guess, that it didn't seem too bad. Yeah,
I was watching the Goal Show actually on TNT, and they were waxing lyrical about the performance of Lewis Hall, I already mentioned, but I just thought, we'll open it up a bit. Where do you think he is in the pecking order of England left-backs? I think he's England's left-back. I would agree. I think he's got it all. I love the way he's confident to move into midfield. He'll go in forward positions. He's also very good defensively. Yeah, his all-round game is terrific, isn't it? Yeah.
Name me a better left-back in the country.
I don't think I can at the moment, not at present. O'Reilly's been doing really well at Man City, but he's not really a left-back. He's more of a midfield player. But
I would have Lewis Hall ahead of him and ahead of anyone. I think he's been one of, if not Newcastle's best player for a while now. He really has grown in confidence and belief, and some of his performances, I think, have been very good. Again, it was probably one of, if not Newcastle's best player at Wolves. There wasn't many good performances, but his was decent. Yeah. And again, this evening, I just think the way everything about his game, it is all impressive. The way he's defending, the energy that he's got, the way he's handling the ball, little give and go as a threat in forward positions as well. So, yeah, he's looking really, really good. And I think he's England's left back.
He's certainly in prime spot at the moment. Obviously, Lewis Skelly's not played that much this season after having that incredible season last year. So, promising start for Newcastle. We're going to talk about Tuesday's games now and then cover tonight's games when Micah joins us, as I told you, in the second half from his car. So, hopefully that'll work.
Let's see.
This episode is powered by Fuse Energy. Winter is all about energy. Switching on Christmas lights, warming your home for a cozy night in, keeping the TV on for all the festive fixtures.
And Fuse keeps things simple thanks to their fixed rates, cheap tariffs, and 24/7 support.
Better yet, Alan, Fuse is the fastest growing energy company in the UK, and you can play a part in building the infrastructure for clean, affordable energy by referring land to Fuse for renewables development. Not only will you claim your place on the starting lineup of the clean energy revolution, you can earn a £2,000 reward by referring 20 acres or more of land to Fuse for solar projects.
They're building a system that proves renewable power can be affordable, scalable in practice, and accessible to everyone, not just an idea on a tactics board.
For more information about land referrals and energy powering the full festive fixture list, head to land@fuseenergy.com. I suppose the big games really were probably played last night. Inter-Arsenal was one that we all had our eyes on, and you had very close eyes on it, Alan, because you were in the San Siro, and another very impressive performance.
Yeah, I've had a busy couple of days. Went to Milan got there late Monday afternoon, and then did the game into Arsenal last evening, and then of course flew back today, then went to Newcastle. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, we made 6 or 7 changes from the team at Forest at the weekend. But the team that he put out was still, he brought Saka in. Goodness, I can't remember who else came in, but there were 6 or 7 changes. But it was such a strong team. Even with the changes, I still had them favourites before ball was kicked. And then, of course, they get off to a really good start. They get the goal. Jesus scores a good goal. And then Inter came back into it, scored a really good goal themselves, get back to 1-1. Then Jesus got another goal to make it 2-1. It was a really open, entertaining game in the first half. I really enjoyed the game.
Yeah, it was good on TV. As were you, may I say, Alan.
Thank you.
Always when you do co-coms.
No, thanks. I enjoyed it. I thought there was loads to get stuck into. There was loads happening for both teams. And it was one of those games where it was a good atmosphere and it was easy to enjoy. And then the second half, I thought Inter put a bit more pressure on Arsenal, but they defended really well. And then, the subs came on for Arsenal. He brought Rice on. He brought Gabriel on. He brought Martinelli on. He brought Gyökeres on.
It's not bad, is it?
Unbelievable.
And Gyökeres it was a cracking finish, and that would do his confidence the world of good. All of a sudden, you go at Arsenal, you're thinking, well, the number 9 issue. Jesus scores 2 goals. Gyökeres scores a belter.
Havertz on the bench, didn't even get on.
And Havertz, as well. Yeah. So he's coming back from a long-time injury. So, they're looking... they're going on all fronts. They're 7 games, 7 wins. They've only conceded a couple of goals in the competition. Yeah. Obviously, they've got a relatively comfortable fixture to finish, but they're already well clear. So he'll be able to rest. They've got a very good second team, but I would imagine he'll give a lot of people a rest again next Wednesday, because they'll finish top. I think whatever.
Well,
happens.
And miraculously, they got 2 yellow cards, which meant there were 2 players suspended for next week, which means they then clear all that for the round of 16. So, I think that there's only probably Calafiori, Max Daumann, Nkapie got a little niggle, but other than that, they seem to have a full strength team now. So, Arsenal, what a time to be an Arsenal fan, an Arsenal player. 7 wins on the spin, 7 points clear in the Premier League, semi-final of the Carabao, in the FA Cup. I mean, they're absolutely flying. And they really are.
Their
They're looking
recruitment's
so
been
impressive.
Really good of late, hasn't it? Like, even someone like Mosquera, I think.
Yeah.
Well, he's 21 years old. He only cost 13 million quid. I mean, he looks a really good player, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's not a bad deputy, is he, to come in for Saliba or Gabriel, whoever is not going to be playing. So, yeah, they're looking really, really strong and in a great position.
Well, they're well clear in the Premier League. They're well clear in the Champions League.
Yeah.
They're almost there in the final of the Carabao with that lead that they've got after the first leg. Still in the FA Cup.
Guaranteed to finish in the top two, which means they'll also have the next round. If they get through, second game will be at home.
Yep.
So that's an added bonus because of finishing top or second. That's what happens. So yeah, it couldn't be any better for Arsenal at this moment in time. So, and everyone seems to be fit. When Mikel Arteta was interviewed before the game, I felt there was a real positivity about him. He seemed really calm and relaxed.
I should think so.
Yeah, he's not. I wouldn't say he's normally like that in interviews, but he was really, he was good, and he gave some great interviews and great belief and confidence and everything else. And yeah, why not?
By contrast, Manchester City, having struggled terribly in the derby at the weekend, lose to Bodo Glimt. I don't think any of us saw that coming. I mean, they're still in reasonable shape in the competition. They're one of those many teams on 13 points. But I mean, they're very inconsistent at the moment, and they've got issues.
Yeah, there's no doubt they've got issues. I mean, conceding the way they did against Man United should have been more. They got absolutely battered the weekend. And then going there and conceding 3. I mean, to go to a team like that who's never, ever won a game in the Champions League, and then to have Man City at home after what they've achieved over the years with Pep, and then beat them and humiliate them. And what a night for them.
They could have had more goals.
Could have had, because I was obviously I was up in the comms box.
It was the early game though, wasn't it?
It was the early game, yeah. So I couldn't, and my phone kept flashing up and I was thinking 1-0, and then a minute or so later, 2-0. And everyone's saying, oh my God, this is like, and we were all expecting City to come back, but then obviously the Rodri red card as well, which was bonkers, wasn't it?
That was so strange, wasn't it?
So strange.
Yeah. I mean, it was to do that. It was just daft pulled back, but he was always going to get a second yellow for that. The club actually refunded all the fans, didn't they? Which was a nice touch, I think.
Yeah, it was good. Did the refund? Was it just the tickets, or was it travel, or what did they refund? Do we know?
I think they all went on private jets and they refunded. I don't know that. Just the tickets, actually, tickets.
Okay,
so not the main thing when they all travelled. But I saw Haaland interviewed after the game, and the thing is, when he's not scoring, I mean, they're so reliant on his goals, aren't they, as well?
I like his honesty, though.
Yeah,
I like, his interview said we were embarrassed. I accept responsibility. I'm meant to score the goals and I'm not scoring. 8
games without a goal in open play.
Right, yeah. Well, he's human. He's normal. It happens, doesn't it? I mean,
of course it does.
I wouldn't read too much into it.
Yeah, he had 2 good chances, but we've been there. We've been there.
Part of your centre forward's life, just you get on with it. He'll it's only a matter of time before he hits the net again, and then he'll go on a run and get 8 and 8 or something like that.
Wolves at home at the weekend, so I mean,
you might triple captain him then, had you?
Is
that something? Can you do that?
You can, yeah, but I'm not going to do it at the moment. I don't think.
Don't know.
I mean, Wolves might beat them the way things are going for them at the moment. Yeah, you never know. So, Spurs. I mean, very different in the Champions League. Really good victory against Dortmund, puts them in great shape. They've got Frankfurt away in their last game. Generally this season, they've been better away from home than they have at home. If they win that, obviously they'll be guaranteed the top 8. In fact, the English club's amazing. 5 of the top 8, all 6 are in the top 11.
Wow.
So Premier League clubs are doing it fabulously well in the competition. But yeah, good performance, good win for Tottenham. Much needed. Obviously, Dortmund got the red card, which was perhaps the bit of luck that they need at the moment. Something like that to lift them. Obviously, Solanke came back, which is, he looks back fit, scored a goal. So I was flicking over and watched a couple of little bits of that game, having watched City and stuck on Arsenal mainly. But that's a big win for Tottenham and good one for Thomas Frank.
Yeah, pleased for Thomas Frank because under massive pressure. After what happened at the weekend with West Ham scoring in the last minute, you could hear the boos and the pressure, and everyone, including ourselves, were speculating about his job and all of that. And he came out in his press conference and said, no, I had lunch with the owners and they were fine. But it wouldn't have been fine if they hadn't have won. So they had to win that game. They did. So well done him. I guess all eyes will be on him and his players now when they go to Burnley at the weekend. Yeah,
they got the Burnley game, then Frankfurt, and the run of fixtures after that is they've got Manchester City at home, Manchester United away, Newcastle at home, and then the London derby against Arsenal at Tottenham. So that's a tough run. So if they could, if they win the next two, Burnley, and then win their last one and get in the top 8, you know how important confidence is in football. It really makes a massive difference.
The good thing is that after the weekend's game, Saturday, after being beaten by West Ham, you then got a game 3 or 4 days later, because to sit on that for a week would be painful. But then you've got the right of reply 3 or 4 days later, and it was pretty simple. They had to win that game, and they've got to do the same again against Burnley this weekend, or the noise will all start up again if Burnley were to beat them. So it's another huge game. I guess he goes from, when you're in that position, I guess you go from game to game.
Yep. Oh, most definitely. That's for sure. Elsewhere last night, I think perhaps the main headline was that Real Madrid finally put in a really good performance. Jude Bellingham got one late on. Vinicius Junior was man of the match. Mbappe scored 11 goals already in this season's Champions League. And then it's Harry Kane, who got 7, who also missed a penalty. He scored 1 and then hit the bar for a hat-trick, didn't he? And then it's one Anthony Gordon in third, who has now equalled somebody's record for the most goals scored by a Newcastle player in a Champions League season. And that, of course, was you.
Yay.
You. It looks like another record might go, Alan.
Well, I hope so. I hope he bags another 2 or 3 at PSG next week. He can't buy a goal in the Premier League. He hasn't scored in open play for over a year in the Premier League, which is incredible.
Is that right? Over a year?
Over a year.
Wow,
open
just
play
penalties.
In the Premier League.
Wow.
Yeah, incredible. Yet he's got 6 in the Champions League this season. I don't know what it is. He looked a much better player in the Champions League than he certainly did at the weekend against Wolves. I don't know what the situation or his feelings are, but I guess it just happens like that. And if he gets one in open play in the Premier League, you know what it's like. He'll go on to get others.
Who have they got at the weekend, huh? Who have you got?
They've got Aston Villa at home.
Triple captain?
On Sunday.
Triple captain him? Anthony.
No, I'd rather have Haaland at home to Wolves.
Exactly. Yeah. When Bellingham scored, he had the celebration with the drink thing, because he's been getting a bit of stick in Madrid and saying he's like, he said it's complete nonsense. I suspect it is complete nonsense. There's no real evidence to back that up whatsoever. And he made light of it at the end of the game. He says you either have a bit of fun at these things or you let it bother you.
Best way to be about it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Don't let it affect you. As a player, when you get criticised for whatever reason, you get the right to reply on the pitch, and that's where you have to do your talking. So he's done it, and that's got to carry on now. That was a big win for them as well.
Yeah, it certainly was. Let's take a break now, Alan, and then we'll hang around for a bit and wait for a certain Micah Richards. We will also get his take on Manchester City's game as well. I think that might be quite important. Back shortly. This segment is brought to you by Specsaver's Best Worst Team, the series that takes the worst football team in the country and tries to turn their fortunes around on and off the pitch. This season, Whalley FC thought it might help to bring in a new assistant manager. I don't know what ever made them think that Micah Richards would be that person, but they did. And he's discovered it's one thing to talk about decisions and another thing entirely to own them. What's it like being pitch side rather than just telling people what to do in the studio, Micah?
You know, it's way better because you can touch it, you can feel it, you can make a difference. I went in there, I strolled up in there in the dressing room, give it the big I am. There was a loud roar from the lads. I went out there, I said to the guys, you need to simplify the game. So the manager, who's absolutely top, but he was playing sort of a 3-4-3 formation. I said, you need to go back to basics. Play 4-3-3 and we'll win the game today. What happens? I turned up and we get the victory.
But you're not taking any of the credit then, Micah. It's all about the players,
You're a genius, Micah Richards.
Oh, thank you, Alan. Yeah. Thank you. But a couple of players who impressed me. JB, the captain. I like his attitude. Always gives 100%. Communication, we've talked about communication though. He's a leader on the pitch. I need a little bit more communication-wise, but his effort, I can't doubt. And then Zaid in number 10, really good on the ball, technical, makes really something happen within the game. But the only thing is, they don't run back. They all want to run forward, but no one wants to run back. So I'm screaming on the sideline. I'm like, okay, you play some good football there. They're all watching what they're doing, you know, because at that league, everyone wants to show what they can do, but it was just that work rate going back.
Did you give him a half-time Mike?
Yeah, I give him a rollicking at half-time.
Did you?
Yeah.
What did you say? Go on, tell us, give us a demonstration.
I said, listen, what did I say? So I got into the zone, I said,
no swearing.
No.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that spoils it. I can't do it then.
We'll bleep it. We'll bleep it, Mikey. You carry on. We'll bleep it.
I said, lads, I know there's cameras here today, but forget the cameras. What I've seen out there in that first half is an absolute shambles. If you want to play at a higher level, I've all seen you running forward, but can you get back? Show me about that passion, that desire, about getting back for your teammates. What I need you to do, look to your left, look to your right.
What did they think? They were at a crossing or something like that on a road?
I think, Mike, you got those two the wrong way around. I'm sure you just looked.
Do you want to be in the trenches with that guy next to you? And if you don't, this is not for you. Come and sit here right with me on this bench. And then second half, they went out, dominated, run back, got the goal, and was absolutely fantastic.
Micah, you've given me goosebumps there. Honestly, it was like Bobby Robson 1990 all over again.
We just need the Rocky theme with the music now.
Yeah. Absolutely. Are you enjoying it though, Micah? It's been fun?
No, on a more serious note, because I do so many different things now, we obviously do the Premier League, and then we've done other leagues in terms of what me and Al do. But to see the players who are not getting paid anything, turning up on a Sunday, giving that much effort just for the love of the game, that is great to see. That's a bit that I really like.
Yeah. Fantastic stuff, Micah. I wish you continued success. That's Specsaver's Best Worst Team, an up-close look at how improvement can actually happen in grassroots football. If you want to follow Micah and the club's journey this season, search Specsaver's Best Worst Team on YouTube. This episode is brought to you by Squarespace. New year, new website for your business, and Squarespace makes it easy. Choose from a lineup of professional templates, customized with simple drag and drop tools, and let their AI builder help you create a polished site in just a few steps. Head to squarespace.com/football for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, use offer code FOOTBALL to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. This episode is brought to you by Specsavers Best Worst Team. If losing were a sport, Essex-based Worley FC would be world champions. Last season, they managed only 4 points and finished rock bottom in Brentwood's Sunday League Division 3. Specsavers Best Worst Team follows the country's worst performing grassroots football club as they're giving elite level support to try and turn things around on and off the pitch. This season, our very own Micah Arrives has stepped in to assist club manager Luke, roping in some famous faces and footballing legends to give Worley FC the boost they need. With a goal of 15 points this season, Micah has his hands full, but he's off to a great start with a 1-0 win in his first game on the touchline. Follow Micah and Worley's journey throughout the season by searching Specsavers Best Worst Team on YouTube now. Welcome back to The Rest is Football with Alan Shearer, me, Gary Lineker. Now in the back of a car is Micah Arrives. Big Meeks, you've been grafting tonight.
Oh, we've been grafting. For the last 2 nights I've been grafting. But we've got a new off-air time, which is 11:15, so I had to keep you boys waiting. Can only apologise. We could have done it in the morning, but it's probably best to get it out now, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know?
That's a long time after the final whistle, isn't it?
It's a long time, yeah. It's a long time.
Listening to your dulcet tones for another hour and 15 minutes or so.
I bet next week, with the way things have lined up, with so many teams that could possibly get into the top 8 because it's so tight in those spots, Micah, next week you'll be on till midnight on Wednesday because everyone's playing on the same night.
I enjoy it. I love it. I absolutely love it. So I can't complain.
I'll tell you what you probably didn't love. And we're going to talk about tonight's games, but I just wanted to get your opinion for obvious reasons on Manchester City, Micah. What's going on?
Guys, honestly, it's so disheartening to see it. To see what's going on at Manchester City. And I asked you guys the other day, how can you score against Manchester City? It's a counter-attack. And you can pin the blame on the young lad, Elaine. We know that he's been at Watford in the Championship. When you go to the Champions League, it's a different level. But can he have some protection at some stage? There was one moment in the game where the ball went over to the right-hand side of the pitch and 4 or 5 players were running to the ball. Rodri was trying to get back, and the other 4 players didn't look around them and check their shoulders once in the game. And it's not good enough. It's the same pattern every single week. And if you look at how Man City play, where they've had their success over recent years, is they get the ball back really quick. Not usually like 2 or 3 seconds.
High up in the pitch.
And that's not happening. Then they've not got the legs in midfield to get back. So it's so frustrating to watch. It's Bodo Glimt. We're not talking about a Real Madrid that run and ragged. We're talking about Bodo Glimt. And yes, they're difficult at home. And yes, it's on a plastic pitch. But they've got enough quality the other night to go and win that game. And it feels like I'm repeating myself, the same old things happening. And it just doesn't seem to be getting any better in terms of that counter-attacking, conceding goals.
Out of the 6 teams that are English teams that are in the Champions League, City are bottom of the 6. Having said that, they're still only in 11th spot. And if they win their last game, they'll have a terrific chance of getting in that top 8, which I think all clubs really want to do, because the last thing they want in this congested season is 2 more games to qualify to get into the last 16.
Who have Man City got next week? Obviously, they're at home next week.
Galatasaray.
I was going to say they should have enough to beat them, but they should have had enough to beat Bodo Glimt, shouldn't they? So Newcastle have got a tough one. They've got PSG, so I'd expect City to win. But I don't know. I'm not in the form that they're in. I don't know. The pressure's on them, but I think it's been a really interesting first 7 games, and every club that's in it from a Premier League point of view is sitting pretty well, aren't they?
Yeah, is it 5 English teams are in the top 8? Is it?
Yeah, 5 in the top 8, which is amazing.
Yeah, it's really good. But just going back to your point about City, they don't need the extra games. I think if you look back, did Haaland need to start against Exeter? Probably not. Maybe the reason why he started because he'd not scored or he'd only scored a penalty. It's not free-flowing at the moment. But, Pep obviously is a genius, but he needs to sort it out because it's too easy. It's too easy to play against him at the moment. And why I speak so passionately about Man City is because of the players that they have. They bring in Semenyo, starts really well. Aït-Nouri's back now as well. He's had an injury as whatnot. If you look at the players, Rodri's back, but he's not fully right yet. He's not moving the same. No. And it's frustrating to watch them not be able to do the things that they've been doing so well for so many years, Yeah.
It is strange to see. Do you think there's a point? It's not what I think, but I'm just whether when a manager is at a club for so long that players can perhaps get a bit tired of the same old voice.
Yeah, but he's actually signed a whole new team, so it's not as if they're tired of the same old voice. They've got so many new players in there. I mean, since I think the last 12 months or last 8 months is like, I don't know how many he's gone in there, 11, 12 players. So it's not as if he hasn't got a turnover of players in there. So I wouldn't necessarily go along with that one.
Will Mark Gay make a difference?
He can play the next round of the Champions League. He can't play next week.
Next week, that's right.
So he can play when after the playoffs, can't he? In the next round.
Yeah, it'll certainly make a difference, Mark Gay. He's a top player. He's a consistent performer. Really good on the duels, read the games really well. He's aggressive when he needs to be. And he can go forward when he needs to be as well. But I don't think it's about one defender. Because if you look at the way Man City play, they've always had that protection in the midfield. And like I talked about, winning the ball back, I think it's just more than one defender. I really do. I think offensively they'll always score goals, but they need to sort out that. I think they need some more energy in midfield, or if you're going to play, maybe go with two midfielders, maybe go with Nico Gonzalez and Rodri instead of going with Bernardo Silva. If you want to play him, maybe play him out wide. They just need that protection. I think they just need to go back for keeping the ball and being a lot more defensively sound, because they can't keep conceding goals like they're conceding because they won't win anything playing that way.
Alan was at the Newcastle game, so he hasn't seen any of the other fixtures that were played tonight, Micah, so I'll lean on you a little bit here. I thought Liverpool did really well tonight. I mean, that's probably a real confidence-boosting result for them.
Yeah, I thought Liverpool were excellent tonight. When he spoke to Slot after the game as well, and he said he disagrees that they've been a bit slow in terms of the possession building up. He said it's more the team setting up against them. He said tonight Marseille had a go, so there was more room. I thought Salah played really well. Wirtz is playing some of the best football since he's come to the club. Ekitike is always a handful, and then Gakpo took his goal when he came on really well. It seemed like the balance of the team, even Frimpong as well. The way they played tactically, he sort of played a 4, then a box in midfield, then 2, but the strikers were sort of wide, then left room for Wirtz to get the ball in the centre of the pitch. It worked really well. And if they can play like that, I'm not going to say they're back, but I think that's 13 games now. They're unbeaten. A lot of them games have been draws, which we talked about on the pod before. But that was convincing from Liverpool. To go to Marseille in that atmosphere, it could have been a banana skin for them, but they played really well.
Yeah, no, I thought they were excellent, and Szoboszlai as well was very good, wasn't he?
Yeah, well, Szoboszlai has probably been their best player this season. Anyway, one thing you can count on him with is his energy, the tenacity in midfield as well, and he took his free kick really. They said they worked on that in training.
I saw it under the wall. Yeah,
under the wall.
They didn't have a draft excluder, as they call it, did they?
I know, yeah. Where's that come from? Where's that come from, guys? Who made that up?
I don't know who invented that saying, but it's kind of stuck. Obviously, it's because you put those like long things in front of a door to exclude a draft, I imagine. So
if you were playing nowadays, Micah, you'd be a draft excluder. Be the biggest fucking draft excluder ever.
Coming from someone who's bald.
You can't say that now.
You feel the draft every day, can't you? With that bald head.
You'll be getting a letter off my lawyer.
I mean, Liverpool look obviously considerably better than they did early in the season. The fans are still moaning a little bit about the pace of their play, but it was interesting to see that you thought that, well, Slot said that he didn't necessarily think that was the case. Is he talking about teams, a lot of teams playing low blocks?
Yes, I think that's what he was alluding to. He didn't go into details. We asked him a couple of the results against Burnley, obviously, and then Leeds, they was talking about at home. But he just said that teams are setting up that way. He doesn't mean to be playing that way, but he's got to adapt to what it needs on a day. And you know what? I'm really happy for Slot because he won the league last year. And I know fans get really frustrated that, they've been spoiled with Klopp because Klopp was so good, high energy, pace football. Slot's a little bit different. But if you listen to him in his interviews, he's amazing. He never gets too high, never gets too low, always honest about the situation. And I'm glad he's turned it around because it's a difficult situation to be in, So
Liverpool doing really well. Chelsea, it wasn't a sparkling performance. I was actually watching the goal show and I think it was another one. Obviously, they played relatively defensively, as you'd expect, Pafos, but they found a way, which is another important result. It would have been if they hadn't have won that particular game at home. All of a sudden there'll be inevitable question marks, but the results are the most important thing, obviously.
Yeah, but before we go on to that, do you see Jamie Carragher having a pop at our podcast, saying no one listens to it and all that? Oh.
Well, I think we have significantly more listeners than the one that he does, whatever. I can't remember what it's called now.
We've got podcast wars now, guys. Get into gear. Get into gear, because, I've been nothing but nice. I like the team over there. I worked with a lot of their staff. Really nice people, really good at what they do. But you can't be calling out our pod. We've got to defend it with everything we have.
we don't need to. We just defend it with numbers and... Remind me, who got the Netflix gig for the World Cup?
Okay! He's on the front foot. Attack.
We will. We do. I did see it. It was the introduction, wasn't it? It went on socials. I did see it earlier tonight. Mm-hmm. But thank you for the mention. It's nice to get a mention. Did mention it was an award-winning podcast as well.
Boom.
Yeah, but in terms of Chelsea, it wasn't really about the performance. It was about the result tonight, wasn't it? Just get over the line.
Yep.
But Chelsea have got a big game next week, haven't they? I think they have got... Is it Napoli Chelsea have got?
Napoli, yeah.
Yeah, we've been really struggling in the competition, weirdly.
They've been a bit up and down, but I tell you what, McTominay's some player, Whether he plays deeper, whether he plays a little bit further forward, his timing of his runs into his box, the influence he's got on that team. He's got 9 goals again this season. He got Serie A Player of the Year last year. Yeah. And sometimes people say, it's only a fluke, but he's turned into a machine. What he does for Scotland as well, whether he's scoring overhead kicks, bicycle kicks, whatever it may be, watching him, he's really stepped it up. Really has become a very good player. Yes.
Some big games next week for the Premier League teams to try and get in that top 8.
It's not impossible that all 6 can get in. I think it's unlikely. I think it's going to be tough for Newcastle, Alan, because they're going to PSG. That's a tough one, obviously, against the defending champions. But Tottenham have got a real chance. They got Frankfurt away. You fancy the chances there. I think we'll get at least probably 4 in the top 8, maybe 5. And it's not, as I said, it's not impossible that you get all 6.
16 points last year was enough to get in the top 8, was it?
I think it looks like it'll be similar this time because there's a lot of teams on 13 points. So a few of those are going to win. Yeah. And so I think you'll need at least that to have a really good chance. There could be quite a few teams on 16 points. So could go down to goal difference, and it's going to be a cracking watch next Wednesday, that's for sure.
Can't wait. Are you doing any co-coms, Al? By all accounts, you were very, very good.
Well, you sound surprised.
Well, I mean, you know.
No, it's Wednesday night, isn't it, Micah? So Amazon only got Tuesdays, so I'm going to be in PSG watching Newcastle.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going over there because my daughter lives in Paris, so I'm going to go over there and watch the game.
Nice. Spending a few days?
Yeah, going to go for a few days, yeah.
Are you going to be romantic? Are you going to take the wife there? Or?
No, I'm taking Will and going over there. So me, Will, and Holly's fiance are going to be going to the game on Wednesday, yeah. So looking forward to that one.
That'll be a cracker, that.
Bring us back some flowers, will you?
I'll bring you flowers, Micah. I'll bring you flowers.
Fantastic stuff. Well, we look forward to that. We'll let you go, Micah. Where are you going? Are you going home, or are you staying down here in London? Or
No, I'm going back up to Harrogate. I've got a couple of meetings. Got a meeting about a dog tomorrow.
a meeting about a dog? Did you just say?
Isn't that like a phrase that people use now?
It's not what I use, but...
No? Must be a Chapeltown thing.
What is it? Are you looking to get a puppy?
Oh, dear. I think we best call this a day. Hope your meetings are not too early, Micah, and you get home safely.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for joining us after such a long night. So that's it for this episode of The Rest is Football, award-winning podcast, most listened to football podcast in the world, I think. On that note, goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me.